How we doing, peeps? Personally, I'm feeling amazing, and it's all because I started doing this one thing in my life. So if currently you've been stuck in like any avenue in life, I'd really implore you to try this mindset shift that I've been using personally that just helps me get out of any kind of creative ruts and also kind of just allows me to push back when I'm feeling behind in life. Usually this mindset really helps if I'm struggling with my process or failing to even start one of my new creative projects. Personally, I've noticed a positive change in my outlook, especially when it comes to looking towards the creative tasks that I wanted to do, but often hesitate to even start. Now, it doesn't change if you're a painter, musician, writer, whatever your craft is. If you're in the creative space, you have experienced the ever-shifting need to progress and get better at your craft. But wouldn't it be amazing if you could just jump into those projects anyways, like none of that was even in the way, and kind of just jump past the fear and the mental blocks? I've been exploring with this method for the past month, and it has helped me get over the anxiety of starting a new art piece, and more importantly, it's allowed me to finish the creative work I've already started. In the creative field, it's super common for us to start a project and then for it to fall off, despite all of the love and the passion that we might have had starting the project. So don't feel alone if that's you as well. Even if I've already started a new project, every time I would go back to work on it, it's as if the finish line has moved further and further than the last time. And this just continued for me, regardless of the time of day or the mood that I was in when I was starting these projects. The sense of never being able to complete the project to its full potential is what scares me away. For you, it might look like something different, but for me, it usually comes down to perfectionism that stops me from the creative goals that I want to achieve. Let's go. This is what I brought to open the box, so I think I'm gonna need some other things. Okay, we might be all right actually. I think the drill is only for securing it to the wall. If we skip the safety measure, then all we need is this bad boy. So let's build this thing. And while I got your attention, let's do a quick outfit check. Everything Uniqlo, baby. I think my whole wardrobe is just gonna turn into Uniqlo. We got pants, oversized, Aerism. For me personally, where I find these issues manifest is usually in me feeling like I am falling behind, whether that's me comparing to other artists, knowing that they're so much better, even though they're younger than me. I think that's something that really trips me up when it comes to just wanting to pursue my own creative path. Usually that comes from drawing, even videography. Sometimes I really get tripped up in the fact that I feel like I'm falling behind because I'm not keeping up with everyone else. Okay, bro, enough yapping. How do you get over these mental blocks then? We are gonna use a no steps backwards approach. And it comes in 3 different segments, and it's not always easy to tell which is which. So let me break it down for you. Make sure to listen to the 4th section, because none of the other segments really work if you don't do the 4th thing along with everything else. Segment number 1, not stepping at all. This part of the process is honestly where I used to get stuck a lot of the time. This is the type of perfectionist paralysis that I mentioned before, and it manifests whenever I get the urge to start something new. Perhaps it's something new that I've never done before, and that instantly would block me before I could even start the project. I would often repeat to myself, how are you ever gonna complete something worthwhile if you don't even know where to start? However, if these crushing thoughts didn't completely stump me, that is when I'm able to get to segment 2 of this process. Now I gotta be honest, this part right here is definitely the most comfortable place for not only me, but I feel like most creative people get stuck at. And for real, like I usually didn't get out of this segment before because unfortunately it is definitely the trickiest out of the 3 segments to even like realize you're in, and also the hardest to even get out. So this segment is where all of the planning and research and watching YouTube videos, where all of those kind of things reside before you start actually working on your project. The terrible thing about this segment is that it feels like you are working so hard. It feels like you are doing all this stuff and your project is gonna succeed, and all the things that you're building up for this point are really fundamental for you to be able to complete your project. Until you realize you are stuck here and you never actually start the project at all. Hence, it might feel like you're taking steps forward, but if you don't identify this segment early on and you stay here even just a second too long, you'll feel like you're moving towards your goal, but you are actually stepping in the same place. Now, this is definitely where it gets a little bit tricky, because obviously research is important. You don't want to completely neglect the fact that maybe you need to do research for your project. But like I mentioned, that's kind of where this segment starts to feel like a trap, because it feels like you need to do all of these things, and sometimes it's really hard to identify where to stop, or when you've done enough and you actually need to start the project. Because more times than not, I will start this segment and I will never get out of it, because I always just want to, oh, well, what if I need to watch one more YouTube video? Oh, like I don't feel like I'm 100% know what I'm doing. And that's the trickiest part of this segment. It really just gets you stuck inside of it. So for when you do figure out you're in this segment, how do you get out of it? Because if it's so difficult to overcome, what can you do? Thankfully, this is where segment 3 comes in. Segment number 3 is really where you want to boil down and really commit to the no steps backwards. The main driving force for this segment is knowing in your mind that as long as I am doing the actual work on the project, I am stepping in the right direction. Even if it's only for 1 minute during that day, as long as I know I'm helping my project go in the direction it needs to go in order to succeed, then I am stepping in the correct direction. Now, unfortunately, the system isn't perfect. And if you're only working on something 1 minute a day and saying, hey, good for me, I worked on that something that I need to do, it's not gonna fast track you where you need to go. This is where things like deadlines and schedules, me personally, I find that accountability partners really keep me on track if I need to hit certain deadlines. That's kind of the secret ticket that I use when I really need to get something. So if you want to speed up this process, think about something like that, or think about something that you wouldn't want to give up. And if you don't meet those marks, then you're gonna have to give it up. Even though you're stepping in the right direction, some days you need to walk a little bit faster. I find this mindset when I get into segment number 3 really alleviates a lot of like the worries and anxieties I usually get when I'm thinking about starting these projects, or I'm kind of in the middle of working on these projects and I have to dive back into it. That's when I can get like a lot of hesitation towards like, hey, like I'm already working on this project, but do you think I should do a little bit more research, or do you think I should stop here? Like, usually that kind of stuff is what deters me from finishing projects. Is I'll start something, and then if I take a little bit of too long of a break from it, it's really hard to just jump back in and be like, oh yeah, this looks great. Because in the back of my mind, I would always be worried about maybe there's a better technique that I'm missing, or perhaps I should watch another tutorial, another YouTube video that could maybe help me do this specific thing a little bit better. I usually find other artists use specific brush tools that I don't necessarily have in my repertoire, and then it'll make me doubt, being like, oh, maybe I need to start using what they're using, and then I can start being more like them. I can catch up to how they're doing if I have these different tools. And that is a dangerous, dangerous game to play. And even though those thoughts might seem like it could be beneficial, that's when you slip back into segment number 2 and get stuck. And as soon as I started taking these steps backwards is when the goal for the finished project continuously got pushed further away. Once I take those kind of steps backwards, it's a really high chance of me not completing the thing that I'm setting out to complete. Not completing my art usually comes down to not being able to finish the art piece that I've already started, which is really upsetting because you have like a lot of work in progress that seemed really nice. But if I kind of just start and never finish any of them, are they really that beneficial to me? So this way, the fear of needing to do the research is already done, and I can confidently just jump into the work on my project without that aspect of perfectionism overtaking me as well. It kind of eliminates that anxiety when I'm working on the actual project. This thing is not very tight and secure. Lastly, if you still find yourself struggling to make or work on the craft that you really want to, for me, I still struggle a lot when it comes to both posting my work as well as talking to others about it. I get really nervous and awkward when it comes to like sharing my passion about art and everything like that. I don't even know why, like it's not even a bad thing or like a taboo thing. It's probably just like an insecurity type of thing. If that seems to be you, or you have a different problem that you're facing, something that I think would really help you is doing these projects for yourself. My suggestion is that you make sure the art you are creating is for you and it makes you happy. Because if it's only being worked on to satisfy others, you're gonna keep struggling to complete that art. But when I focus on the art that is for myself, I always get a happy sense of accomplishment even before the piece is complete. Basically, I just want you to work on what makes you happy. And also, another way to think about it is the whole 1% better mentality, where you can't always be 100% of the time working on it, 100% effort, like that kind of stuff. But if you were to work on the things and just get 1% better, that's when consistency, that's when over time, these kind of things pay off. These kind of things start to really show its merit. And that's kind of where I'm at with this whole channel. It's kind of just me jumping right into segment number 3 and just really focusing on no steps backwards. I really just want to work on my craft and get better at this whole thing. The analogy was me making the living room 1% better, okay? But don't tell anyone I told you that. Now, however you really want to implement this, for me, no steps backwards just kind of makes more sense to me. It gives me a little bit more of a tangible something I can look at. 1% is a little arbitrary to me. Like, I don't know many people that are like really tracking their life that closely that they know that they're going 1% better. So that's why for me, no step backwards just makes sense, because not that I'm very good with directions anyway, but I know if I'm walking forwards or backwards at least, so we're so close. This is like the second last piece, and then I just gotta put the plug. This bad boy is going behind the couch, and the whole point of this thing is to make our living room 1% better, because now I'll have a little plug-in behind the bench or behind the couch. Be able to put our drinks on here, maybe put some plants on here. We're really close. Let's get this thing going, baby. That's actually nice. It's very light. It has these things to attach it to the wall, but it's going behind the couch, so it's actually pretty nice. We won't need these at all. Big reason we got this bad boy is because it comes with an outlet, so it just makes it a little bit easier for us to charge our stuff. Oh, you coming with me? I guess we're not done here yet. Doop, doop. We're done. That's it. Let's peep it. It's pretty nice. Okay, so we got the outlet, nice long, beautiful table, little console table that's going behind the couch. That's pretty sweet. How you doing, pretty girl? Just been chilling? Bad boys need to come out. Not as dirty as I thought it was gonna be back here, but I'm gonna give it a quick vacuum anyways. The straps probably would be a good idea, but let's see if something works here. Okay, so we got this part that goes all the way down with the cord. And oh baby, and it fits, no extension cord needed. And so the cord fits with no extension. Ooh. Little things in life, baby. So we'll see if this works out. So far so good. What do you think, so? Not phased, huh? I really hope this little piece of advice that has been helping me out a whole bunch can help out you on your next project. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you create something. I hope you get hype and you stay right, baby. Peace out.